What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by Thato Dadson of Thato Dadson Images. Thato, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me today, Rich.
Thato, what do you do?
It's funny. I'm usually on the other side where you're at. I'm a professional photographer and videographer.
Now, what can people expect when they work with you, Thato?
Oh, man. Well, they could always expect a bubbly attitude. They could always expect a high quality service. I treat every client, whether it's someone who has a very limited budget and someone who has a high budget, all the same. You know, I want to make sure everyone gets that white glove, that royalty treatment.
Talk about some of the services that you do provide within the photography work that you do.
Sure. So a couple of different things I offer. One of my big things right now is weddings. So professional wedding photographer. I've been working in weddings for about 5 years, where I've worked in wedding video and I've worked in wedding photography. Then outside of that, I do headshots. I do a lot of stuff for like businesses, like get professionals, get that good look for them. And then where me and you met, Rich, is through the real estate, So, yeah.
So you do real estate photography, but you also have your drone pilot's license. So you're legitimately, can I say legitimately able to take drone photography?
Yeah. I'm licensed and insured, which is very important because the FFA doesn't play any games if you ain't licensed.
You mentioned wedding photography, and we've gone through this period where weddings have been a little held up or held back, or with COVID delayed. What's that change for you now? What are you seeing?
Oh, man. Well, that actually pushed me more into the wedding photography and wedding videography, because before I used to work mainly like if say for instance you had a company and then you were like, hey, I need a photographer or videographer to shoot this wedding, I would just do that. I wasn't too much of being like, I don't feel like being the star, I'm just here, I'm doing my job, I'm out, send the thing, get paid and be done. Now, after when COVID hit, like so many weddings and everything got pushed back. So a lot of people were like freaking out. They're trying to find somebody who could do their wedding. And these companies that are like these people that I've done work for, they're like, hey, I can't do it. Can I pass you this? Can you just run this? Because I can't do it anymore because of all the schedule changes and everything like that. And I was like, sure. Did a couple one where I was the actual lead. And then that kind of gave me the bug, man, because people were like, oh my God, you captured my day, it was so beautiful, grandma's breakdancing on the floor. It's like, it was just, they're like, you captured everything. And it's like that little, like, that made me feel a little like, I was like, oh, okay, that made somebody's day good. That's cool. That's awesome.
That is awesome. So when people work with you, what do you feel sets you apart?
I say my attitude, man. Like I really just get into it. I tried to really incorporate myself into like what people would like to imagine themselves look like. I really enjoy just like capturing people's beauty, whether it's like a wedding or like even like in like headshots and stuff. Like, how many times particularly women mostly always say like, oh, can you take like 10 pounds off my face? Can you do this? Can you do that? And everything like that. And a lot of times I'll just take pictures, not even done any Photoshop or anything else like that. And they'll see themselves and they'll be like, wow, I actually look good. I have like some clients who actually are like, yeah, no one else can take my pictures but you, because they said I'm like the only person who knows how to make them look just right.
Yeah. I mean, that is true in photography, that there's a certain technique, personality. And I think some of what your background is, we were talking before the podcast, you have an acting background.
Yes. Yep. That's correct. Yes. I theatrically trained actor. I actually, I've had an agent before. I tried to do some work in New York. I did work in Philly. I was in a movie Just Right with Queen Latifah. I was in a commercial for Widener University. A bunch of little like small short films and, extra roles and stuff. But it was a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff because I'm able to translate it into my work too, because I understand what it's like to be a talent in that and like taking instructions from somebody. So I know kind of like ways to like, okay, hey, do this, do that, maybe like point people, okay, if you look this way, there we go. Now we got that going on. So I just always reflect back to what I learned from other people who were guiding me.
That's fascinating. I didn't know that about you. I do see your stuff on social media, and you do work with, is it cosplay? Is that the correct terminology?
Yeah, cosplay. That one's, I would say that's more my hobby photography now. Like I try to be like, oh, I want to be a professional, get paid for it. Yeah, it doesn't make any money. So, okay. But it's a lot of fun because I'm an anime and like comic book nerd. So, like the Supermans and the Dragon Ball Z's and everything. Like I've watched all those. So like, my friends who actually like get the costumes together and like they go to conventions, I'll do their photography and I'll literally make it like look like straight out of a comic book, So it's a lot of fun like doing those things.
See, there's so much depth. There's so many layers to you.
I'm like an onion, just keep on peeling. There's more.
So why Delco? What is it about Delco that appeals to you?
Delco is like that in between. So I grew up in Delaware. So it's like that in between. I could be close enough to my state of Delaware, and then I'm right there by Philly. So it's kind of like that in between, yeah.
That's, and again, growing up in Delaware, you kind of have that correction sometimes where somebody will say, oh, you're from Delco. No, I'm from Delaware. It's a state, not a county in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, right.
So you and the family, you got a craving for cheesesteaks. Where are you guys going?
Oh, man. Shoot. I mean, well, we have Coco's. I mean, Coco's is definitely the spot to go. And that's like a Delco, like staple. Like if you don't know about Coco's, you ain't from Delco, Yeah, it would have to be Coco's. And there's like, I don't know, 40 of them around here or something.
All right. Well, so there's one at least close by somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, what about pizza? Are you going to the same place or are you picking another spot for your pizza place?
Coco's is good, but there's a spot actually right down where I live called Seminaris. I like it because I can just walk right through to there. It's a small mom and pop. Kind of know people. Like, oh, hey, what's up? It's just like they go in like, hey, you guys went? Okay, cool. So that's what I like about that spot.
So you have family, friends, you have people coming into Delco and you're looking to give them that Delco experience or take them somewhere. Where are you going? What are you doing for the day?
Oh, man. We could probably hit Riley Creek. We could hit the park, and
then lose them.
Yeah, right.
So part of the experience is going to be the park. Anything else?
I'm heading down Media. Media is cool. I mean, right where I'm at in like in my part of Delco, I'm like right there on Street Road. I mean, there's so much that you can do just going down there, from like LA Fitness. I mean, you name it. I mean, I take my kids to like trampoline, jump place, and all different types of stuff. There's a lot of activity straight down Street Road.
It sounds like if you have family or friends coming to Delco, they can expect to be active. Either they're heading to the park, they're jumping on a trampoline, or they're going to LA Fitness to work out, right?
Yeah, right.
So you need a convenience store while you're on your way running around. Are you going to Wawa or Royal Farms?
Oh, man, why you gonna do this to me, man? You gotta make me choose. Well, put a gun to my head. I gotta say Royal Farms, man, because Royal Farms has that chicken. You got the best. Oh, man.
All right. It's the chicken, right?
I mean, Wawa has a great mix of other stuff. I want to do like, they got a good, like, they actually got like some like burritos, and you wouldn't expect like gas station food to have like really good, like burritos and tacos. But Wawa actually was like, no, we got some good ones. I'm like, okay.
Wawa started, they were not a gas station. That came later, right?
Yeah, they're just a convenience store before. Yep.
Yeah, really. More of a dairy, actually, to begin with.
Right.
What motivates you, Thato? What gets you out of bed in the morning?
I'm a very like spiritual type person. So like every morning I pray, I meditate just to get my mind in focus. So I just have a love for life. And it really just pushes me to always push myself to new heights. One thing that really helps me go further in life is I'm actually recovering alcoholic too, where I used to that was my thing, just drink and, whatever and stuff. But like having my kids and having this business and everything really gives me something to focus and ground in. So I take the type of drive that I used to have for like drinking, and I've converted it to like my passion, whether in like my photography or for my kids and stuff. So it's like I shift my addiction from one direction to a positive direction, so I'm addicted to life. There you go.
That's tremendous. I love it. Now, in the photography space, do you have any mentors, any people that kind of guide you, any people you see that you like the work they're doing?
In the local area, there's a guy, he's actually from Philly, that I follow on YouTube. His name is Jared Poland. I love his work. He does really great work. He does a lot of stuff like the Phillies and everything else like that. And I watch his videos. He does great reviews and stuff. So, I mean, Jared Poland, he has like presets for other photographers. So we want to like use his presets for like different colors and stuff. So I like what he does. He does a whole thing that's not just, oh, it's me. It's like, hey, what can I give back? And, and such. So I would say Jared Poland for sure.
Fabulous. Can you list 3 things you're grateful for?
I am grateful for my recovery. I am grateful for my wife, and I am grateful for my kids.
Well, I am grateful for our time together today, and I appreciate you scheduling us out. Is there anything that we haven't talked about on the podcast today that you want people to know?
I would say, if you guys want to find me, you can find me at www.tdadsonimages.com or follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Has that Instagram? Instagram. On the gram. Instagram at tdadsonimages.
And Dadson is spelled Dadson, right?
Yeah, that's right,
All right,
sir.
just making sure, because, if you type in other things, who knows where it's going to take you, right? Thato, thank you. It's always great to talk to you. And thanks for being a friend of What's Happening Delco. And we look forward to seeing all the great stuff you're doing with those weddings and watching Grandma breakdance.
That's right, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, man.